Welcome back to part 2 of our latest project, finishing our basement. In the last episode, we laid down the subfloor and put foam board insulation up on the walls. Today starts the second phase of the project, framing.
It's framing day?
It's framing day. It is officially framing day. The goal today is to get the entire basement walls framed up, minus the Mr. Cool wall. Minus the Mr. Cool wall and the wall to the laundry room because we need to get drywall pieces downstairs. But yeah, that's the goal.
That's a good goal.
I did cheat. Yesterday I started and got one wall framed. I just need to put it up into the floor joist.
I'm going to try to figure out our electrical, not actually the electrical, just where we want, you know, light switches and things, and the door to the office.
Look at that. Teamwork makes the dream work. My parents are also coming over today to help entertain Wyatt until he goes down for a nap, and then my dad's going to lend a hand with me framing. He actually framed out the basement that I grew up in, so it'll be nice to kind of talk through with him, grab some things like lessons learned that he did, although it was 30 years ago, so hopefully he still has the memory of it. But I don't know, we'll see how it goes. We got all day, it's 10:17. It's bitter cold today though, so it's gonna suck making our cuts outside, but we gotta perform with the hand that was dealt to us, so gotta go for it.
We're gonna wear that jacket.
It's probably not the best idea.
And buy Kevin all of these nice clothes.
Actually, this was from
I know that one was not
a Norway insurance claim, so.
Either way, he has a number of nice jackets that he then turns into work jackets, and then when he wants to go out, he's like, I have no jacket. That one has dirt on it, or is ripped, or something.
To be fair, I am wearing my work jeans, which do have holes down in the crotch area, so I just need to change my jacket, I guess, to get approval from Taylor here. So here's the wall that I put up. Well, not up yet. It's still not secured. I have a couple boards going across because the floor joists are parallel to the wall that's being installed, so I needed to put perpendicular joists up. Or not joists, but supports, whatever, brackets. So next up is to make sure it's level, and then we'll nail it in. Woohoo! First wall in, just need to do the floor now. Well, a beginner mistake here. I forgot to add a California corner, which is a 2x4 perpendicular to the studs in the corner. Without it, you would not have anything to mount your drywall to when you add the adjacent frame wall next to it. Want to tell the crew how you framed your walls with what tools you use?
Well, back in the day, I didn't have all these power tools. So what I had to do is, and having no idea how to do any of this stuff, I would lay wood down on the ground, and then I put the one pieces up against the cinder block, and I get the old hammer and hold it together and whack it. And a lot of times, majority of it came out pretty good. But yeah, I didn't have this new school, and this insulation I didn't have.
That's crazy. So no air compressor, nail gun. He used a hammer and nails his entire framing.
Yeah. And it took me a while. And there was choice words flying out there once in a while, but you know, that was just for, to let mom know I was working.
Finally done the first floor. We just need to screw into the floor, but I think maybe we'll get started over there and then I'll just come through and screw everything into the floor in one go. That might be easier. Keep the momentum going.
Let's screw it.
All right, so now we just need to push everything, all of this stuff out of the way so we can build the walls on the ground. Your back's hurting. What, you carrying the team here? Is that what you mean? Or because you're old?
I'm just trying to get out of work. No, I'm only kidding. Let's do this.
Cool. Good work, boys. Chugging along here, chugging along. Pizza's here?
Pizza's here.
Ooh, mailman truck? Cool. I ordered 100 2x4s because I wasn't quite sure how many I needed, which meant I didn't get to select any of my studs. So before I make my cuts, I'm just making sure I'm grabbing the straightest ones possible, and for any warp pieces I'm finding, I'm putting them to the side to return. I also realized that measuring multiple pieces at once is way more efficient than measure, cut, measure, cut, measure, cut. And I think the key to success here is finding ways to be more efficient while going through this project. Another cold one today. It is high of 36, I believe. So the cuts are cold, but inside's nice and warm at least. I just got done the cuts for the next piece of wall that's going up. We left off last night measuring the window cutout, and now I just made all of the cuts. Lots of cuts to go around that window. A little tedious, but it's gonna pay off. Hopefully everything is measured correctly. From minor into major is beautiful. And all the children play. Well, I made a juicy mistake here. Not that big of a deal, I can fix it, but I put the other top plate as a stud, and it's sticking out a good 10 inches, 8 inches further. So now I need to rip it out and then put the correct size one. Gotta admit your mistakes too though, right? It's brighter than gold. Yeah, it's ours to hold. It's so beautiful world. So here's a cool little trick that I learned off YouTube. When a stud is warped and you're trying to bend it straight, you get the first part in, the top in, or the bottom, whatever. You get the first part in, it goes in straight, but then you're twisting to get the other side in, and then your original nails get bent, and then they're warped. And it's very difficult to twist it back by yourself. So what I'm gonna do is put in a screw, so I could use some leverage, and then nail an additional nail in to straighten it out. It's much easier trying to straighten it out with the crowbar than trying to twist it with my hands, which is very difficult. Found another spot that is really bent. Twisted the crap out of it, my goodness. So I'm gonna bend it back with this little screw, and we'll get that straightened out. Window wall is complete. I did the studs, the horizontal studs over the window and below the window after putting up the wall. This isn't a load bearing wall, so I don't have to do like king studs and cripple studs and all that stuff. Well, I think I have cripples. I don't know the terminology. I'm not a carpenter or a framer, but this has no load bearing on it, so it's completely fine with the nails and the screws. Same with the bottom, but everything's square. It's looking good. It's done. Now I gotta build this wall and consider and take into account all of the plumbing lines up here. That makes things a little bit tricky. So this is going to be 85 inches, not going all the way to the top. And then this is going in first before I finalize this little section, because this little section will hold this wall up until I build a structure up here to keep it from going anywhere. But that's the thought. Now it's an 8-foot wall, 85 inches high. Look who is joining the party.
No rest for the pregnant lady.
So you just got all the food for
Let's get this done.
food shopping. Now you're getting put to work.
Food shopping, gave Wyatt lunch, put him down for a nap. Now I'm getting to work. My neck's a little chilly.
It's
Need a
cold out.
scarf.
This is our last week of
Cold weather.
in the
hopefully.
30s. Yeah, hopefully we'll be in the 50s during the day at least. Then it'll get cold at night, but I can tolerate 50s with the sun out. That's pretty nice.
I mean, even today, 30s with the sun out isn't terrible.
That's when the wind comes.
Yeah.
The little man, after laying in his crib for 2 hours, has finally went to sleep. We took a pause on nailing everything because I guess the nail gun's pretty loud, and went outside and made all of our cuts. We have all of our cuts right out on the ground now. Now I have to assemble 3 different walls, or yeah, 3 different walls. Hopefully we cut correctly because it's a lot of wood. And now that he's asleep, hopefully he doesn't wake up when I start using the nail gun. We officially completed these walls. We just gotta put everything into the floor. This wall right here separates the utility room from the office, and then underneath the stairwell here we are gonna put a little closet here. So I need to figure out how to frame that. I never framed a door before. Shouldn't be too difficult, but man, good progress today. The last wall, well actually we have a couple walls left. We have this middle wall here, and then we have the big wall with the Mr. Cool. That gets a little complicated. And then we have a wall around the electrical panel, and then a last wall to close off the laundry room. Man, it's looking good. Ran out of 2x4s though, so we're gonna have to go to Lowe's or Home Depot in the morning and get some more.
It's the next morning. I just came down here to throw Wyatt's laundry in the dryer, and I am so unbelievably impressed with how much Kevin got done on his own yesterday. It's finally coming together, and I'm so stoked on it. Today we are hoping to accomplish this wall, which is another one that obviously doesn't exist that we're building, and then hopefully start over here around this window. But it's coming together. Hopefully we'll make some good progress today. Say good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, I love you. You want some eggies?
Yeah?
Okay, we'll make some breakfast. How's that sound? This morning Kevin ran out to get more 2x4s because we ran out yesterday. And the goal is hopefully to have our breakfast done by the time Daddy gets home so that we can eat and then get to work. But making breakfast these days is kind of difficult because this one just wants to be held, don't ya? Oh, hugs for mommy.
I got a heart that burns, baby. I got a tree that yields fruit. I got a clock that keeps on ticking. I got a ship that sails true.
Howdy.
50 sheets.
Getting the sheetrock?
No.
I guess we're not really ready for that because we still have to do insulation and electric.
I got 2 gangs. Wire nuts. Wire's already there. Lowe's bulk discount is 100. Home Depot's is 50. And Lowe's won't match the 50 quantity, so I had to go to Home Depot. Saved 20 bucks.
Nice.
So, I mean, the wood's fine.
Well, we didn't make it. Breakfast isn't ready yet, but we're working on it.
Every time we take a breath, we don't have to do it alone.
Let's do
faces the moon. You are wrong, you are right. You are the hand with the lightning striking. You are the dark, you are the light. We got time, we got bones, we got spark down in our lungs. Cheating time, cheating death, every time we take a breath. We don't have to do it, we don't have to do it, we don't have to do it alone.
Light is now up, so I can actually use this hammer drill, which is really loud, and drill into the concrete, and then put the Tapcon screws into the concrete, secure this in place. I have my green laser to make sure everything is square and plumb. I'm using the level to line it all up, and I'm really satisfied how this is going. Since it's a floating floor, I only need to put one in every 4 feet, which is nice because this thing is ridiculously loud. But yeah, so time to work on that wall, and then we'll just go around and get them in. Ooh. Loud environment, sound levels hit 90 decibels. Also, this hammer drill is my father-in-law's, who just passed away, and I know he really wanted to be a part of this project, so I'm happy to be using his tools. I have his air compressor that I'm using too, because he's with us right now. But this was one of the last things that I spoke to him about, working on the framing of the basement and how I'll need a hammer drill, and he's like, don't worry, I got you. It's old, but it's powerful, and he is not kidding. This thing is just ripping through the concrete, no problem. So Frank, thank you, and I miss you. So for the door frame, I tried to frame out the door without the full bottom plate. Then I realized it's actually harder to keep it square as I'm hammering it into place, which is a lesson learned and something that I took note of for the utility closet that'll contain the sub pump and the electrical panel. Last but not least is the wall holding the Mr. Cool mini split. The goal is to have this wall done in one shot with insulation, framing, and drywall, so we don't have to leave the air handler disconnected overnight. Fortunately, Mr. Cool units are DIY friendly thanks to their pre-charged lines, allowing you to move the unit without getting an HVAC professional involved to vacuum out the Freon. The Freon lines have a special valve that closes as soon as they're disconnected to retain the Freon in the unit. The hardest part of the basement by myself is trying to get this Mr. Cool off. Now I just disconnected the lines, but the concrete hole that we have is very, very tight from the previous unit. And I didn't have a big hammer drill or anything to make it bigger, so there's a lot of friction, so I'm trying to pull this out by myself. I just loosened the wire. Luckily it didn't fall off the wall, but here we go. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I can't. For attempt 2, I asked Taylor to give me a hand. All right, give it a push. And we attempted to push the lines through the wall, which took some back and forth, and it almost ended very badly. All right, push! I guess this is the challenge, trying to get things done with limited hands on deck, but luckily we were finally able to thread it through the hole and get it off without breaking the unit. Back to one of the first days on the job. Time to put the foam board insulation up where the Mr. Cool was. We're going to finish framing today, which is awesome, and then hopefully we're getting 50 sheets of drywall to start the drywall, and we're going to be chugging along here. But my goal today is to get the Mr. Cool back installed, so I need to put the framing up, or the insulation, the framing, then add bat insulation, run the wiring, put a piece of drywall up, then finally get the Mr. Cool up. So we got a little bit more to do, but we're making progress today, which is great. No, I have to cut this. Shit. Uh-oh. That sucks. I forgot.
All the headlights fade. Mine's a fiery lake, bound to overflow as the flames they grow. I do
Officially done framing the walls. Actually, that's not true. We have
We have
the
one wall left.
But we're not going to do that until all the drywall's down because it's really tight.
Kevin has been absolutely crushing this job.
She's just being sweet.
Oh, look at all the progress we've made.
Lots of progress has been made. So now we're going to do the outlets for this room. That way we could run the electrical wire, then we can insulate and then put the drywall up and then get the Mr. Cool back on the wall. That's the goal for the end of the day. So we need to get moving here.
We already mapped out exactly where we want all of our electrical boxes, so now it's just putting them in place and then Kevin doing the insulating because I don't think I can touch that stuff. And then, yeah, it's looking great. Kevin's been crushing it. We're like only 2 weeks into the project and we already have floors, insulation, framing, electrical in the office. I mean, give it up.
Telling you. You're such a sweetheart, aren't you? All right, let's get to it.
My man.
where I've been down the road, and now I'm back again.
So I need a staple gun. Taylor's just running out to get me one. Thank you, Taylor. But while she's doing that, I just did some fire blocking. So this is probably something that most DIYers, including myself, wasn't aware about until I watched like an endless amount of YouTube videos on what to do when finishing a basement. But you want a fire block, which basically means stop the risk of fire spreading from one wall cavity to the next. And the main focus here right now is the top layer because I want to be putting a sheet of drywall up here so that I could mount my Mr. Cool unit back onto the wall. So I want to make sure that this is all covered, so I have the spray foam going through the top cavity so there's no air gap, so no air can penetrate up and then move rather quickly if there was a fire. I also put it through the holes where the wires go just to block off any airflow between each cavity here. So I just went through one whole can and that really didn't get me too far. I did this and then over there a little bit, but now I'm gonna get started while I wait for Taylor.
It's been a long time coming, but the storm's about to break.
Woo! Now I am just reconnecting the lines and then doing up the electrical again. And we're gonna be living the dream, hopefully. Forgot to film the wiring, but I installed this in another video if you're curious on how to install Mr. Cool. It's pretty straightforward. We gotta open up the king valves, let the freon back in. Put the fuse back in. We're good. We did it. The framing is officially done, minus that spot over there. Mr. Cool is blowing nice warm air. We have it set to 70. It's cooking in here. The temperature down here in the basement is 65, and we don't even have fiberglass insulation all over these walls yet. So once we do, it's going to be so efficient. It's going to be so nice. I'm so excited. Feels good to have the framing done. It definitely took longer than I expected, and a lot of thinking involved with how to do door frames and around the windows and stuff. It's a good day. Next up is going to be electrical, which we already started, and then we'll be insulating and doing drywall. Yikes.
Wow, look at that.
Whoa!
First wall.
Do you see it?
Look how good it looks, bud. You see it?
This is gonna be your playroom.
Daddy made that?
Daddy made this?
Yeah.
Yeah, Daddy did make this.
Daddy Daddy made this.
Yeah.
Daddy made this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Daddy made this.
Yeah. Daddy
Mommy-
made this.
Mommy helped with the pink stuff.
Hey, it's purple.
Daddy made this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mommy made that too. Can you believe it?
Mommy doesn't get much credit. Mommy made this.
Daddy made this.
No, Mommy made that. Mommy made that. Daddy helped a little.
All right, we'll see you in the electrical video. The next one coming up.
You want to go down the slide?
I'm
You
tired.
do?